Good day from ChemHelp ASAP. Let's discuss how the high R&D cost of drugs affects the design and motivations of a drug discovery and development program. Upon completion of this video, students will be able to describe success rates for each stage in a drug program and explain the role of research design to remove weaker candidate molecules as early as possible. Across the screen is a list of the different stages of drug discovery and development. We have preclinical research and then the 3 clinical trials, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3, the NDA, and finally drug approval. In 2010, researchers at Eli Lilly studied a number of drug campaigns and reported the success rate of the transition from one stage to the next. The reference is at the bottom of the screen, so the percentage of programs that advance a molecule from preclinical research into phase 1 trials is 69%. Phase 1 to phase 2 is 54%, phase 2 to phase 3 is 34%, phase 3 to NDA is 70%, and NDA to approval is 91%. If we multiply all these percentages together as fractions, from phase 1 to approval, we get a 12% approval rate, which agrees with the approximate 10% approval rate that many people discuss. If we include the preclinical phase, then approval rate is down to 8%. Again, close to the 10% success rate that people discuss. Keep in mind that the overall criteria for approval are safe and effective. So to a large degree, the failures encapsulated on this slide are because of a lack of safety and/or efficacy. Let's show these failure rates as a bar graph as seen to the left. So we start with 100 preclinical programs. These programs should place 69 molecules in phase 1 trials. With attrition at each phase, we would eventually have 8 approved drugs. Note that the transition from phase 2 to phase 3 is terrible. Lots of drugs are advancing all the way to phase 2 and failing. From a business standpoint, we would rather see many of these failures occur earlier so that the later success rate is higher. To the right is a better bar graph from a business perspective. It was generated by switching the low phase 2 to phase 3 success rate with the higher preclinical to phase 1 rate. The total number of approved drugs, 8, is unchanged. Note that the overall cost of having the 8 drug approvals on the right would be less because the failures were identified and eliminated earlier, not later, as we see with the chart on the left. Industries with lots of R&D expenses, which includes the pharmaceutical industry, strive to cut back on projects that are not going to succeed as early in the project as possible. This comparison of cost and failure rate demonstrates an idea called fail fast, fail cheap. To better achieve this goal, companies must carefully design mid-project assessments that are indicative of clinical safety and efficacy. Designing informative assessments that translate to a successful program is a constant challenge for drug campaigns. Thoughtful research into key scientific questions and design of the target product profile also help the realization of a successful program. In the end, research resources are limited, and valuable resources should be expended on programs that are going to succeed, not programs that will fail. Early identification of the failures is vital. We have now listed success rates of compounds advancing from one research stage to another, and explained how proper research design can help eliminate unsuccessful compounds as early as possible. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like, subscribe, or leave a comment. Questions are also always welcome. Take care.